All right. Should be able to hear me now. That should be good. Right? I had to make a couple of adjustments on my thing. I had everything set up perfectly last night, and I forgot to save my settings for my my soundboard. So that's probably why it didn't work. So, hey, should have fixed the problem, but yeah. So I figure hopefully more people will jump on here pretty soon. Yeah, let me know if that fixed the problem. Okay, now it's good. All right, that's what I thought. Yeah, so let me give you a little view of what happened last night. So everything like down here where I have all my cables and everything, I have like all my cables situated in this little compartment down here. My USB extender where my keyboard, my mouse, and everything is plugged into, that was, hey, McOink. It everything failed on me last night. So McOink, I was just talking about how last night I came in here to set up the stream and everything, and my keyboard wasn't working, my mouse wasn't working, so I had to pull all my cables out. Everything had to come out. So I had to fix everything, and I was up till 4 a.m. getting everything ready for today. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna wake up on time. So I was running a little late this morning, but yeah, we got everything situated and we were here. I thought we'd just go ahead and stream for a bit and see whoever else jumps in. If you guys have any questions and stuff like that, but we're also going to talk about, you know, where we're going to go with World of Warcraft and the Tales of Azeroth and stuff like that. But I guess the one thing I wanted to talk about was why I'm doing all the starting areas first, and I'm doing it kind of out of fear. And that fear comes from Blizzard, since they have a new starting zone that they're doing. On the other stream, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure this out. Yeah. Hey, Anthony. And lost my train of thought. So yeah, so last night I was doing some test streams, right? I was trying to get everything ready and do some testing and everything like that, and I accidentally went ahead and went live, like boom, live. And like people started jumping on. I was like, no, wait. So I had to try and I hurried and like got off really quick. And so I went on my other YouTube channel to kind of test things, and that worked out. But there's always something wrong. It never fails. But hopefully next time we do this I'm gonna have things a lot more prepared, and it'll be a lot better. But anyways, going back to, but anyways, I was telling people who just came in, I was up till 4 a.m. trying to fix things because like everything here, like my whole system, my keyboard, my mouse, like all my cables I have under here that are connected to my tower over there, all of it was just messed up. So, but going back to talking about why we're doing the starting zones first, and actually Anthony and I had talked about this recently through text. He's a good buddy of mine. I'm really afraid that Blizzard we're not gonna have access to these starting zones after Shadowlands comes out, just because of the new starting zone that they're having. I don't know how that starting zone is going to be. I'm not sure if it's one general starting zone for every single race and you learn your class, because I know that when you go through it you learn whatever class you picked, and they have a certain way of learning it, like here's a rogue and here's how you use backstab and stealth and all that stuff. So having said that, I have this feeling that they're going to completely scrap the starting zones, and I'd rather get in there and document every single starting zone that we could possibly can do while we have it. So I'm actually on a time crunch to get that done. And so I know a lot of people have been like, hey, why don't you do like this quest line, because this quest line was like the best, and you know, and that's like 2 or 3 expansions into the game. And I would love to. I'd love to get just to do that, but you know, the whole thing was an idea to start from the beginning, where we all started from. Not all, I mean, most of us started from the beginning, and then just go from there. You know, just keep going. So I think the starting zones are still going to be there. The new one is for brand new players. Oh, okay, that's good to know. If the starting zones are going to be there still, and for the brand new ones, there's going to be like an intro. So do you think that for the new players, they're going to jump in, do that starting zone, and then they're going to have to go and do the starting zone for their race? So you can also start at the new one if you want. If you've already got a max level tune. Oh, well, that's nice. The Sona says, yeah, I'm concerned that the starting zones will be either ramped or vacant. Recorded old Brill. Fun area. That was fun. I liked Brill. And pre-Cata Brill. Since I figured they would change, I'm glad I did. That's good. Yeah, I mean, when I did all the undead stuff, that was my first time going through undead. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not originally for the Horde. All right, I am from the beginning. I was for the Alliance when for the Alliance wasn't even an actual phrase. We didn't know what our phrase was. So, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Starting zones. Okay, so about the starting zones, all right? So yeah, they're very cookie cuttered. I mean, if we haven't figured that out yet, you know, and it's kind of crazy how cookie cutter they are. Because if you watch the episodes, it's the same method that they have for every single race. You know, you start off, you talk to one guy, he leads you to another guy, and then you do all the quests. And as you leave, there's one guy at the gate, you know, saying, hey, can you deliver this to the town that you're going to? Every single place has got the same method. So let's see, Anthony, I think no matter what, the original starting zones are going to be dead. People aren't going to want to go there. They're going to want to go to the new zones. That's true. They're going to want to go to the new zones. And Jill, they do the new one. And then when they finish, our brand new player, they will have to do the BFA first and get into Shadowlands. Oh, interesting. I play both sides for each expansion. The story is full. You know, you're right. Playing both sides to get the full story, that's the best way to go. And I beat myself up for the past 15 years. I didn't play Horde at all. I mean, I was missing out on such good, you know, all this good stuff. And what it was when I read Lord of the Clans. That was the book that made me go, oh yeah, I'm for the Horde. Absolutely. It's because Thrall is, oh, he's so cool. He's just a great character, man. I love that. And that book really, it solidified it. It was awesome. So let's see, Jill, if you've already got a max level tune, once you get out to the starting zone, you enter Chromie time. Oh, okay. You can pick which expansion you want to go level in. Okay, cool. That'll be interesting. So starting zone, kill that, collect that, and go to Racer's capital city. All right. Well, this is clearing up a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm still gonna knock out all the starting zones, because what I really want to do is once the starting zones are done, and we're gonna go to the next area, like let's say Barrens, for example. Now we're into chapter areas. I mean, you have like 7 chapters. Not everyone has 7 chapters, but you have different chapters you can plunk through, and I'd like to do an episode per chapter, because then there's a clear, definitive goal. I've had to make goals for all the other episodes, like in Elwyn Forest, all of Northshire Abbey. That would be a goal for me, and then Goldshire was just, that was a mess. Going back and forth, it was crazy. Okay, they're around us. We're scaling. I most enjoy doing a different starting zone for every tune I level. Yeah, it's pretty cool. How do you guys like the experience boost right now? Are you guys taking advantage of it? Because I mean, if you don't care, that's fine. You're like, I have the tunes that I need. Or I don't need to level anything else. But for me, since I just started playing Horde with my guild, I have my whole, you know, my charter. I need to build it up. I need a lot of Horde characters, because I really want to do some more stuff in Shadowlands. But are you guys utilizing it? Are you guys um building a lot of new characters, because I just feel like if we're not doing it and we really want to have more tunes and everything, we're gonna regret it once it's all gone. Like, oh, that 100% boost, I missed that. This is a for the win in WoD. We were asked to go to Sektos Rise daily to kill enemies. No story, but whatever. Played on my Adreni and found out that he was an exarch and betrayed his people. It meant so much more. Yeah, it just reading the story means so much more when you do it. It puts a different spin on the game. I agree with that, definitely. So you're loving a troll mage. Good. Nice. I leveled a beat mage 20 to 120 in 4 days. Now, is that 4 days / played time, or 4 days just in real time, just whenever you had the chance? 110s in a weekend. Dang. Whew. Yeah, right now what I'm doing is, so I ran 3 raids from WoD on all difficulties, normal, heroic, and mythic, and I came out with 2 characters. Well, one of them I did all 3 on all difficulties, and the other 2 he wasn't geared enough to do them all. But I ran in there and I cleared, and I came out with about 40k in gold. Pretty good, not bad. So I was like, well, this is a good farming technique. I like this, and so I'm gonna build up. I have some other characters on Alliance side that are like level 100, so I'm gonna max them out, gear them up a bit, and then I'm just gonna use those to make gold, and then get WoW tokens, because it's so cheap right now. So the full heirlooms. Oh, Dark Moon Fair. That's right. So so we're doing Night Elves right now for the show. I just recorded the first episode, so I'll be filming that here pretty soon. Also, for you guys who just came, I'll show you the office and see what it fully looks like. What you guys usually see is back here, and you see the sofa with the pillows and all that stuff. But this is my editing station, so this is where I do all my work. I guess I could tell you a little bit about myself and what I do. So I'm a former Marine. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, from 2013 to 2017. And then after that, I came home and I started going to school at Arizona State University. I'm in Phoenix over here. And for a degree in film production as an editor. I love film. I love editing film. And I wanted to use, what I've been learning for something. I've been trying to do content creation for a very, very long time, and nothing I was making was working. It wasn't sticking. And I'm a huge gamer, as you can tell. I love gaming. So thank you. Yeah, it's a fun setup. And so I wanted to use all these new skills and these new techniques I was learning for editing, and start doing something that was World of Warcraft related. So my first concept of Tales of Azeroth was a complete mess. I'll let you know what it was. So I do acting as well at a local theater over here in Arizona, and I wanted to make a character and then write a script where like I was the character and I was speaking for the character. And I did that once, and I filmed myself, and it was like, hi, my name is Ragmathar, and I'm just a shaman, blah 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 blah. And I filmed it and I edited it and everything like that. And my wife came in and we watched it together, and we just kind of looked at it like, no, this does not work. It was atrocious. It was so bad. It just didn't fit. And I was really frustrated. So frustrated to the point that I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna cover what happens in the quest and then call it good. There you go. And that worked. So that's how Tales of Azeroth came to be, is out of frustration of trying to make something. And I'm not saying that everything you try to make has to end in frustration for it to be, the thing that you want to do. But yeah. So that's a little bit about me and what I do and why I like to do editing and stuff like that. But yeah, it turned out to be it's a fun concept, and then while I'm working on it and doing recording and everything is kind of just evolved. And someone said you should try doing the dynamic cam so I can do the camera angles in game, which worked out great. I love it. So I kind of want to open it up to you guys. I'm doing Night Elves right now. And mainly I want to keep with the starting zones. Let's keep it with that. So what we haven't done already. What I want to do is, and I've been going back and forth. I've been doing like Alliance Horde, then special hero class, and then Alliance Horde. Are you guys cool with that? Or do you guys want to right now decide what we're going to be doing after Night Elves? Because if you guys say, like, I'm dying to see the starting zone for the dwarves, and we're going to do dwarves and Night Elves to dwarves, and we're going to skip another horde race, that's fine. I want to cover what you guys want me to cover. So I wish I knew how to do like a poll or something like that in here, but I don't yet. So let's hear it in the chat. What do you guys think? Do we want to do, we're doing Night Elves, that's set, but do we want to jump over and do like Taurens, or do you want to do dwarves, or do you want to jump over and just do Panda Land? We can do Pandarans. Would just really like to know, like, to hear what you guys think and see what you guys want to, where you guys want to go with that. Because I could just pick, but I think it'd be more fun for you guys to pick, and be like, no, let's go here, let's find out what happens here. And even though all the starting zones are like cookie cutter, hey McGoink, hope your breakfast was good. What'd you have? I haven't eaten breakfast at all. Gnomes, okay, interesting. So I want to hear about the origins of the trolls. The lore tends to complete with where the trolls come from. See, that's the thing about the trolls, is that I did the starting zone for the trolls, which is just that one. This is the Lost Islands, which is right off of Durotar. And the origins of the trolls, that's going a little bit before, because mainly Tales of Azeroth is just based on the quest lore, what the quest text is saying. As far as lore that predates any of that or anything, I may cover that later on. I strongly recommend checking out Noble87. He's the lore master of WoW. I mean, the guy knows so much. I bet you can find a video on like the origins of the trolls. But keeping with like quest text, I think that's what we're really trying to go for. But I would like to know more, because it is a little mixed up when I was covering the troll area, because I didn't really know any backstory. So it's just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna cover whatever they're saying here. So what is my favorite race? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with gnomes. Yeah, my main is an Alliance Rogue gnome, one of the most hated race class combinations, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why I like it so much. Hold on. So I was at Long Beach Comic-Con, and I met the guy who does the voice work for the gnomes, for Mecha Gnome, and he also does. I'm sorry, Megatork. So he also does the voice for Professor Putricide, which I haven't signed over there, but yeah, he signed it for me and everything like that. And I was like, oh, so when he did the voice for Putricide, like right in front of me, like nostalgia flashback, it was crazy. It was really, really cool. So yeah, it was really cool to meet him. All right, so do gnomes next, and then Tauren, and then dwarf. Okay. Pork and salad. Nice. No cannibalism at all. Okay, so it looks like gnomes is a popular choice then. Okay. Yeah, and I would like to jump back into Horde after that. I think I don't want to be too biased towards the Alliance, you know? So... Oh, he does the voice for the gnome male. Okay, cool. Good news, everyone! The slime is flowing again! Oh! How many times did we hear that? No, when we raided ICC, he was a formidable boss. Like, he took a while for us to get down. That was pretty rough. It was a hard fight, but I'm glad we finally did it. It was nice. Hey, it's Brew. Brew is my guild leader. So hey, say hi to Brew. Doesn't say Brew. Her name is different on YouTube, but hope you're having a good day too. But yeah, it's so I guess that's set in stone. We're gonna do gnomes after the night elves, so we'll just keep the alliance thing going for a little bit, and then we'll do Tauren after that, which I'm really excited about because I have no idea what to expect with Tauren, like, at all. I have a Tauren druid, but I was power leveling it, so I just went through. I didn't read it. I didn't read anything. So we'll go with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and also just looking forward to continuing on, and I'm really looking forward to getting past the starting zones, because I want to get into like the nitty gritty quest stuff, like the chapters areas. You know, I mean, you guys have noticed that, right? Like in the starting zones, there's no chapters, and then when you get to the zone after, like Westfall or Barrens, or you know, any other place like that, there's select chapters that once you finish, and I'm just gonna do the chapters. I think that's safe enough for lore wise. That'll be fine. But see, Tauren and gnomes would fit so perfectly for me right now. I'm unlocking mecha gnomes and loving a high Tauren. Nice. Yeah, unlocking mecha gnomes. Yeah, that island really annoying. Like I was trying to get flying, and I was just like, oh, this is so frustrating. Glad that's done though. Yeah, but I'm currently leveling. I told some other people I'm currently leveling some characters so I can have gold farming like access for me. I'm pretty excited. So after you finish the starting zones, are you planning on keeping the same format as far as showing each individual quest with all of the in-game UI, or go with more of a narrative format? Man, that's a good question. That way you can get through the chapters faster. I honestly like the way it is, because I've formulated it the way it is. And here's the reason why. Yes, going through it faster would be nice. You know, just get it done. And I'm not saying that I would be able to finish everything super fast if I were to do it that way, just to clear them through. But at the same time, I want content to work on. And for me as an editor, this is something I can practice on and put on my resume. Like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I've increased my editing skills while doing this. And going at the pace that I'm going right now helps me with gathering content and having something to look forward to every single week instead of just blasting through. Also, another thing is that I lost my train of thought. So I've formulated a way that things look in the game, or in Tales of Azeroth, to where it builds a consistency for people, especially for me. I know how I start it, where I go, how it looks when it's in game, and how I'm doing camera angles. So that whole like narrative thing that I got going, and like keeping the UI pretty much bare, so it's just like a cinematic kind of feel to it, there's something consistent about it that I think helps a lot of people when they watch it and they go, oh, I like this content, I like the way it is. If there's going to be any changes, they have to be subtle, can't be, you know, something completely different, because people go to the channel and watch it for a certain reason, not just for the content, but the way that it's shot, the way that it's edited. And I've gotten to a point where it is the way it is right now, and I don't want to change that for me, because I have a system. Like, you guys should see. I can show you actually. Let's pull it up. Let's see. Let's check out a. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what an episode looks like. I'll give you guys a little peek into here. Let's check out the chat really quick. So Brew, yeah, I saw your post on Discord with how much gold you're farming. Yep, it works. Going and doing old raids is great. So, which is your favorite leveling zone? Lore, fun, quests, aesthetics, etc. Surprisingly enough, when I think back of the ones that I've done already, Durotar was great. And the reason why, maybe not for aesthetics, because there was a lot of red. I wasn't really a big fan of that, but how linear it was, going from the Valley of Trials and it just takes you all the way to Sen'jin Village and all the way up to Razor Hill. It guides you perfectly. It holds your hand as it goes all the way up to Orgrimmar, and then later on to the Barrens. That was really nice. And then when I went over to Elwyn Forest and these other places, no, it didn't turn out that way. Undead is a close second, so that was really nice. So maybe you get bigger and can see and set up people to voice the text. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's an idea. Definitely get people to voice the text. But once we get into different expansions, things are going to have to change a little bit, because cinematic like videos are going to have to be introduced, and how we're going to cover that. There are some texts that are talked about, like in Legion. I think Warlords of Draenor has that too. There's, you know, the little dialogue with the person's face comes up and you can hear him talking. I might just cover over it, I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out, I'll show you guys what an episode looks like when I'm editing. Let's look at how this one works. Episode 16. Now, when I pull this up, now my resolution, I have a pretty bigger monitor. Like this monitor right here is like 2556 by 1080, so it's bigger than these two, which are just 1080p. So this one's a little bit bigger, so it's gonna look a little weird, but we'll figure it out here. So when I start my editing, I have a template in my editing software that's already 5 gigs. Like, just bare bones, it's 5 gigs. So when I show you guys, it's a little bit bigger than what you're seeing right now. But hold on, I'll cancel that. Let's kind of go over to the display here. All right, so this is what you see. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see it, but this is the timeline for an episode. This is episode 16. So this is the first Death Knight episode that I did. So you can see that if I've got all these, when I open up my editing software, like a bunch of stuff just pops up. It gets kind of crazy. All right, so when I start an episode and everything like that, if I go over to here, these are all my folders that I have. So I have my After Effects, so I'm doing like special adding little things like titles and whatnot into the episode. So like that was a good example right there. So like adding lights point, or some things are not connected. All right, like right here for next Ramus, adding this little thing right here, I have to go into After Effects, which is a completely different program. to add that in there. So I have all these different files that I have when I add those kind of things. When I sync my audio and my my video together from my camera, when I shoot on myself, I pull them into here and I can sync the audio and the camera. Sorry, my voice is a little scratchy. I was up till 4 a.m. getting this ready. Graphics, I have a lot of different things. Like if I'm using like the blood DK symbol, I'm putting it in here because I did use it in this episode. Or if I'm using maps, you know, I can double click on here. No, we're not doing that. Oh, I guess it's not linked. So like the unholy symbol, like right there. Then music, I go in, I do a bunch of music mixing, but then sequences is like, this is a sequence right here. I'll have a ton of sequences because I'll make copies after copies after copies, just in case I mess up really bad, I can go back a step. So you can see all the sequences that I make there. And then the transitions, that's where a lot of work comes into play because there's transitions everywhere. Like this is a transition right here. So, and then all these little lines and everything, these are just cuts that I've made within the interview process. And it gets, yeah, it gets kind of crazy that way. But that's basically what I do as far as editing goes. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. So, because my first thing is I go into the game and I obviously record the area that I'm going to be covering. So I got to play through it. I got to read every single quest. And then once I read it, I alt tab to a Word document and type out not exactly what they're saying. I'm not trying to copy what they're saying. That would be boring if I just read every single quest. I want to sum it up for you guys. I don't want to be there forever, you know? So I'm summing up the quest, typing out something in a Word doc, and then after that, I'm recording the camera angles to get what I need. So when that goes over into its own file, I go over to that file and I name it. So when I name it, if you can, I can actually pull it up here. I'll just show you guys really quick. So let's go over to display. So like right here, if I'll go to game footage for this episode, everything is labeled. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. going on, and I label exactly what it is that shot is doing. So like scanning the DK hero. So that was like the first shot that we had in at the beginning of the episode. And so if you watch this one, which is only 55 seconds, but you can see I'm like kind of adjusting everything, everything the way it should be, and I'm just letting it roll. That's it. So I've got the shot, and I'll do an over the shoulder shot. Again, like I said earlier, I'm a film student in college right now, so there's a lot of stuff I've been learning, which is really great. But I'm taking those techniques I'm learning and putting them into this. So you have these over the shoulder shots. I'll let the camera just kind of flow until I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to adjust because I want to do something else. So I'll come back and I'll get the over the shoulder shot with the Lich King onto the Death Knight. So now I've got both. I've got over the hero shoulder and then over the Lich King shoulder, and that's good. And then I can cross, if you guys know what the 180 line is, which I just crossed right there, I can cross it by just letting the camera roll, and that's fine. So I get shots like that, and that's how I go in the game and get all the footage that I need. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. It's worth it. It is to have something that's more polished. I appreciate all the work you put into each episode. My daughter has a YouTube channel and uses Adobe Premiere as well. Yeah, Adobe, good. I just had to switch to headphones and she could record audio. Good. Yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro is my go-to. I'm trained. I am certified in Avid, which is supposedly the industry standard for like film. I don't like using it. I'd rather use Premiere Pro. But yeah, so I go in the game, get all this footage. So all of this stuff, I grab all of it, and I'll show you guys what a script looks like. So I have everything organized like the way it needs to be. So here's episode 16. Here's the script. This is the script to episode 16. So it's got every single line of what I say. And I go back and fine tune all this after it's done, because sometimes I don't make sense at all. Like I'm writing something down, it just doesn't make sense. So you can see how long a script is. Sometimes 6 pages, and I gotta speak through it all. So that's the thing though. It's really bright. I turn that off. So when I'm speaking, like right now, my mouth is like super dry because I've been speaking so much. But so for my Patreon subscribers, at a certain level, I do a blooper reel, because when I film myself, I'm all over the place. I'm like blah, 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 blah. I can't speak. So it's great to capture that content and then make a little reel out of it, because it's just really funny to watch because I mess up so much. But so after I get that written and I go back and I make sure I'm making sense and I'm not repeating words a lot, so I'll change a couple things up without changing the quest. Then I film myself. That's the hardest part, because I gotta get all the lights set up. So if you can see like the lights I have set up here, I have this one here, I have one on the camera over here, I have a backlight for my head right up here. So I have everything kind of, this is not the setup I have when I film. It's way different. You probably, if you guys have seen like posts from Instagram or whatever, you've seen pictures of what it looks like. So I do the filming after I get everything all set up for the production. I get the production done, and if I have 3 episodes done, like scripted and recorded and everything, I'll do 3 episodes in one take, one sitting. It takes about 2 hours, and your mouth just feels like cotton is inside of it after that, because you're just talking and repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over. All right, Pigment Going, thanks for coming. We will see you later. We won't be on too much longer, but I'll catch you around. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You have fun and take care. Be safe out there. So after we film, then I bring it into Premiere Pro and I sync the audio and the video, and then I start cutting it. So I start cutting those little cuts, taking out the buts, and all the stuff that just doesn't work, so it flows. That's when I find out how long the episode's really gonna be. Once that's done, then I go into the next stage, which is adding the game footage that I recorded earlier. So I gotta cut that and I gotta add all the game footage, but sometimes, and more times than not, I've got to add something that wasn't there before. So, or something that I didn't record. Like I need like an aerial shot of the area. I'm not going to get that with a starting zone because they don't have flying. So I got to bring in my main and I got to get those shots. And so I make a list of things that I need that I don't have. So I'll go back in the game, do the new additional shooting, which if you see right here, I'll go into like my media. I have new footage. These are all new shots that I didn't have before that I needed. And sometimes it can be about this much, and it's very frustrating because I'm like, oh, I gotta get all these shots because it's a choice. Do I have to get them? No. Do I want to? Yeah, because it fits better. It's gonna look better. It's just gonna tell a better story if I have all of those. So I get the new shots, I put them in with the game footage I've already have recorded. Once all of those are in place, then I add the transitions to the little flips and everything like that. I add all those transitions where I feel they need to be. And then after that, I touch up the audio. So I make the audio a little bit more crisp, make sure the volume levels are right with the audio and the music, so you're not having your eardrums blown out when you're listening, and you'll have music that's overpowering my voice so you can't hear what the quest text is all about. So adjust all the audio. Color correction, got to do that too, because the camera actually records in a different color setup. So I got to color correct it to make it look a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more appealing to the eye. That's an important thing. Once that's all done, then I export it and I watch it. If you do YouTube content, I can't stress this enough. Watch what you're making. If it's going to be an hour long or something like that, watch it, you know, because you're going to find something that maybe there's a glitch or it exported really wrong and there's like something that kind of fizzles out. You don't want that. So I watch every episode after I export it to make sure there's no little glitches or make sure there's something. And if I see one frame off, oh, it's over. I got to go back and fix it. Sucks, but I'm somewhat of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff, so I gotta fix it. So we go in there, fix it. Once it's exported, then you got to bring it over to YouTube. I bring it over to YouTube and I upload it, and then I've got to find out the right words to use for the title. I got to make a thumbnail in Photoshop, so that's where you see all the little pictures and stuff like that. And then I got to put all the information down on what music I use, and I use Epidemic Sound if any of you guys are interested. It's royalty free music, or I got it somewhat licensed now, so I can put those on the actual channel, so it's nice. So that is the process of making one episode. Hence, that's why I like to record a lot of episodes in a time and then have it all just waiting there sitting for me, so I don't have to reset up, a whole production area over and over and over and over again. That just becomes very frustrating when I have to do that. So if the more I can record, the more I can just have ready to edit. I can just work on that. So, but yeah, I think this was fun. Just something a little different to kind of change things up. Yeah, but I think it's time that we start our Saturday, because I do have a lot of projects to do. We're in finals right now, and even though everyone's at home and I'm at home doing school and everything, it's pretty relentless with the projects that I'm working on, and also keeping up with Tales of Azeroth. Like, I'm always recording, and then just game time. I gotta find time to chill and game. So, anybody have any more questions before we end this stream? I think this is a lot of fun. I think we'll do this again sometime. This is a blast, and it's good meeting you guys. I mean, I know quite a few of you, but I don't want to ramble all day. I'd rather have like a nice conversation. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I'd like to do streaming later on. Not sure on what platform. I'm actually holding on to a game that I want to stream, and that's Half-Life 2, because I've never played Half-Life 2. And thanks Anthony, appreciate the support, man. It's a lot of fun to do it. But yeah, I'd like to stream Half-Life 2 someday, because I think a lot of people would freak out when they're like, this guy's never played Half-Life 2, what the crap. So anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. This has been a lot of fun. So I think we've solidified we're gonna do Night Elves right now, because I'm working on that. So we're gonna knock out Teldrassil, and then we're gonna jump over to the Gnomes. After Gnomes, we're gonna do Tauren. From there, I have no idea. Before the win, I've linked your videos on the Discord channels I'm a part of. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, Sona. That's great. Glad to be a part of different communities and share this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I just feel this is stuff that's just saving time, because not everyone's into lore, but I just feel like if you've ever wanted to know the quest lore, because that's part of WoW. 50% of it is story, and we've been skipping over it, so if this can save time without having people to go back and replay through an area, and so be it. That's great. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Hopefully they like it. So yeah, so we'll do Gnomes, and we'll do Taurens after that, and then I kind of want to fit the dwarves in there as well with the Gnomes. No, they're the same. No, they are different. Let's do this. When we do Gnomes, let's break out gnomes and continue on through Keranos. We'll do that. And then with dwarves, we'll just do the starting zone, which is that little cold valley, whatever it is, when you start killing the wolves and stuff. So we'll just do that. So we'll finish off, we'll do gnomes, dwarves, because it'll be like one episode. It'll be like the trolls, how we did that. And then we'll do Taurens after that. So that'll be good. So they're really helpful and everyone enjoys them. I hope they start following you and supporting it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. That'd be awesome. I'd love to have more people come on board. I was the one who told you to advise on it. Average hasn't read it. Big huge fan. Your channel needs to blow up. Thanks, man. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. That stream was really great. Thanks for talking. Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. I just wanted to meet a lot of people and hang out with you guys. Yeah, Michael, Reddit's been weird lately. Like I have two subreddits that I post on. I post on Warcraft lore and the WoW Reddit. And there was one episode. It was the it was the undead episode. It was the first undead episode, and when I had put a very subjective thumbnail on there saying undead are not the bad guys in WoW. Whoa, like everyone freaked out, and because of that thumbnail, like on the subreddit on WoW, I got like, it was like 200 subscribers that day, like a ton of views, and it was just blowing up all over, going crazy. A lot of comments, a lot of subjectivity in that. Like people are like, no, yes they're the bad guys, and like, no, they're not bad guys. I mean, it was bad. If there's one thing I can say about Tales of Azeroth, is my goal is to keep it to not be subjective at all. Like at all. I am there to cover what the quest text is saying per the game, period. There's none of my opinion in this at all. The only place where I have my opinion is in the thumbnails. That's it. So when I'm saying something like let's go and check this out really quick. Yeah, you kind of brought up a good point that I wanted to talk about. So like for this episode right here, like this, so the death knight. Oh, I changed it. No, this one right here. This is it. So Death Knights did worse things than the Forsaken. You know what? That's pretty subjective. All right, so that's the only place where I have a little subjectivity, and I do that to kind of make people think. You know, it catch their attention a little bit. Like, well, why is he saying that? You know, and then you're gonna watch the video and the quest text will explain that. You know, so Reddit, right? Sometimes it hits, and most of the time lately it hasn't. But let's see. So Michael, you said, but advertising on TMS must have helped a lot. It did. I got a few subscribers. It was cool actually emailing Scott Johnson. So the morning show, if you guys haven't heard of it, it's a podcast. And Scott Johnson, he's a big guy in the WoW community. He has a podcast called The Instance, which is basically just about Blizzard and mostly World of Warcraft. But that was great. So I really appreciate that advice. That was awesome. Subreddit lore, it's a little crazy, dude. The lore sub is like, people are like nitpicky, diehard, you know, whatever. Like, you say one thing, and they're like, I will end you forever. So it's crazy. Like, people, they get tilted so quick. It's bad. But yeah, Reddit lore sub is a little crazy. They take themselves very seriously. They do. And there's some very deep lore questions, and there's some questions I don't want to even attempt to answer or even attempt to get into, because I don't know. If this is the first time you guys are seeing like the quest stuff, like in the areas and learning the quest lore, guys, this is the first time I'm doing it too. I'm with you on this journey. That's why I like doing this, because I'm learning along with you guys. Like like I did, like I said at the very beginning of the stream when not everyone was here, but this is the first time I'm really running through horde content. When I did Duratar, that was the first time I ran through Duratar. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what running through an orc was like. I've never played an orc. I was for the Alliance for like 15 years until I read Lord of the Clans, and I was like, oh gosh, Thrall is awesome. For the Horde, yes, let's go. So I'm both. But yeah, I'm on this journey with you guys. If we're gonna learn this quest lore, we're gonna learn it together. That's pretty much what's gonna happen. So say the words High Elf in the lore sub and watch. Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. You say High Elf or anything elf related, it gets so deep so quick, and people are just they go nuts. I stay away from those. I know nothing about those, about like High Elf. Nothing. Like doing the Night Elf stuff right now, I'm learning a little tiny bit, but not a whole bunch, not like a bunch of lore. But again, quest text. That's what we're covering. That's what we're here to do. So, all right. My mouth. We've been streaming for almost an hour now, so my mouth is dry. My throat's dry. So, so they see. They like if you say something bad about my favorite race's lore, you are already dead. Yeah, it's so true. Like the WoW subreddit, it's a little bit more fun because there's just a bunch of stuff, just like pictures, like hey, I did this, or you know, whatever. I'm also part of a lot of face group books that are really supportive. Like, hey, I got my invincible mount, or I got Ashes of Alar, or something like that, and everyone's like, hey, congratulations. It's a place to safely, to me, and I loosely say safely post some flex pictures, and whatnot. So like, yeah, that's great. I have no problem commending someone for getting something they've been working a long time to get. Like, for me, it took me 5 years to get the glaives from Black Temple. That sucked. Like, I got the first glaive in 2010, and then I was on deployment in Okinawa, and I got the same glaive dropped. The same glaive. I was, no, because they're unique. You can't pick it up. So I had to leave it there on the ground. I couldn't pick up the glaive. This is 4 years later. It was like five years later. And I was just freaking out. And so, but luckily, the next week I ran Black Temple and the other glaive dropped. So I got the whole set. So I got a full set drop within 2 weeks. Kind of upset about that, but oh well, I got the glaives. That's fine with me. But yeah. So, well, my light just died on my camera. So I think that's a good sign of saying, hey, you're done. So I'm going to continue with the Night Elf stuff, and we're going to pump up the first episode on Saturday. Big thank you guys for joining with me. I really appreciate it. So Lucid Nightmare was so much fun. Just found out you can do the maze again after getting, oh, cool, fun. But yeah, thanks for joining in, guys. It was a lot of fun, and just a blast to kind of hang out with you guys finally, and just kick it and just get to know each other a little bit more. So next week we will have the first episode of the Night Elves, which honestly, forgive me on the names and everything like that. The Night Elf names are a little wonky and a little hard to say. So we'll do that, and we'll get through the first episode. Is going to be a little weird. It's long, but it's short. It's kind of odd. We'll get through that, and then we'll do the Night Elves and just keep going from there, and get all these starting zones done. Hopefully before Shadowlands comes out, and then after Shadowlands comes out, we'll just continue doing the quests the way they are. I don't want to jump ahead as much as a lot of people want to jump ahead, but we will get there. This is supposed to be a long process. This is covering over 15 years of a game that this company has been putting content into. So we got a long ways to go. No need to rush. I know we want to get to some places, but we will get there. Let's just enjoy the journey. So I'm loving it. Anyways, thanks again for for joining the stream. And we'll do this again. Absolutely, we'll do this again in the future. It's been great to get to know you guys. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, we will see you guys later. Take care.